Ken Berry become an American actor, dancer, and singer. First class acknowledged for his roles in traditional television series which include Mayberry RFD, F Troop, and Mama's Family. His career spanned several long time, and his contributions to the enjoyment industry left an indelible mark on audiences. Berry's legacy as a flexible performer and liked persona has made him a love-determined in TV records. This tribute honors his existence, work, and his talent. And the joy he brought to so many through his warm temperature, skills, and memorable performances. Ken Berry changed into Born on November 3, 1933, in Moline, Illinois, to a family that could later function and concept for his paintings. He became one of 3 children, and his upbringing was marked by an early love for performing. As a younger boy, Ken exhibited an interest in dance and singing, collaborating in nearby skill suggests, and taking dance instructions that would later serve as the foundation for his profession. His herbal capability to perform and his affable persona led him to pursue a career in leisure, regardless of the percentages towards him. Berry's early hobby in dancing became further nurtured via his enrollment in dance classes at a young age, and by means of his teenage years, he had already honed a splendid talent set. His dancing fashion turned into substantially fluid and sleek, traits that might become an indicator of his work as an actor and performer later in life. His early publicity to performance artwork set the degree for his eventual success within the leisure global. Before pursuing a profession in Hollywood, Ken Berry served in the United States Army in the course of the Korean War. This experience would form his person and beef up his resilience. Upon returning to civilian life, Berry sought opportunities in Hollywood, to start with performing in several minor roles on television and movie, while his first performances failed to right away garner widespread interest. His dedication and developing talent earned him opportunities inside the future. Berry's massive spoil came in 1961 when he joined the solid of the popular TV sitcom F Troop. The show, which aired on ABC from 1965 to 1967, was a usual comedy set in a fictional military castle for the duration of the put-up Civil War. Technology, Ken Berry, performed the position of Captain Parmenter, a bumbling, naive officer in charge of the fortress, surrounded by an eccentric organization of infantrymen and townsfolk. Berry's comic timing and likability shone through in the function, and he quickly became a fave amongst viewers. Although F Troop lasted handiest 2 seasons, it established Ken Berry as a promising expertise in the amusement enterprise. After F Troop, Berry's profession saw some other bounce forward when he was forged within the lead role of Mayberry RFD in 1968, a spin-off of the cherished sitcom The Andy Griffith Show. In Mayberry RFD, Ken performed Sam Jones, a widowed farmer and father who took at the responsibility of raising his younger son within the quaint and non-violent town of Mayberry. The show maintained the warm temperature and attraction of the unique series while introducing sparkling characters and storylines. Ken Berry's portrayal of Sam Jones, together with his down-to-earth, wholesome individual, further endeared him to audiences. The display was sooner or later canceled in 1971 after 3 seasons. However, the impact of his work on this role would have a long-lasting impact on Ken Berry's career, as he have become a household name and a staple in own family-orientated TV. One of the maximum iconic chapters in Ken Berry's profession came when he starred in Mama's Family, which premiered in 1983. The collection, a spin-off of the famous comedy sketches from the Carol Burnett, with Ken playing the role of Vinton Harper, the good-natured son of the sharp-tongued matriarch Mama, played by way of the mythical Vicki Lawrence. Mama's Family have become a cherished sitcom, and Ken Berry's person of Vinton delivered heart and humor to the collection, showcasing his splendid versatility as an actor. The achievement of Mama's Family further solidified Ken Berry's popularity as a skilled comic and actor, able to coping with each light-hearted and extra-dramatic moment. The display ran for numerous seasons, with Ken's performances receiving reward from both audiences and critics. His proper warm temperature and capacity to play the straight guy to Vicki Lawrence's comedic brilliance made him a really perfect match for the show's ensemble cast. Although Mama's Family turned into now not as commercially successful as a number of his previous work, it was rather influential in shaping his profession within the 1980s and beyond. As the years went on, Ken Berry persevered to make guest appearances on diverse TV indicates, together with The Love Boat, the brand new Mickey Mouse Club, and the new Andy Griffith Show. He also completed in-live theater productions, which allowed him to hook up with audiences on a extra non-public stage. In the 1990s, he centered on smaller-scale projects, but his have an effect on continued to resonate, namely with fanatics who grew up watching him on classic TV shows. Ken Berry, a liked actor recognized for his roles in classic TV sitcoms like Mayberry RFD and F Troop, changed into a heat and personable determinant Hollywood, cherished by way of enthusiasts and co-stars alike. However, his courting with Frances Bavier, the actress who portrayed Aunt Bee on the Andy Griffith display, turned into famously strained. The animosity among the two became now not a mere passing difference, lengthy lasting anxiety that Berry himself eventually spoke. Approximately, making it one of the greater interesting and controversial behind-the-scenes tales in television history. Frances Bavier, regarded for her portrayal of the sweet, nurturing Aunt Bee, was a reputable actress, but her off-screen persona became far much less fascinating than her on-screen spreed one. Bavier became known to be a personal and introverted man or woman, preferring to stay far from the highlight when the cameras had been off. She had a recognition for being difficult to paintings with, especially inside the later years of the Andy Griffith Show. Reports from the set indicated that she will be temperamental and moody, which did not take a seat properly with some of her fellow cast members, which include Ken Berry. When Berry joined Mayberry RFD in 1968, following the quit of the Andy Griffith Show, he became brought to Bavier, who had continued to reprise her role as Aunt Bee. She was gone. Bavier had been in Hollywood for decades and had constructed a popularity for being disturbing. She had reportedly grown tired of the individual of Aunt Bee and the typecasting that got here with it. Many have speculated that her frustration with the function might also have contributed to the anxiety she had with her co-stars. Ken Berry, recognized for his amiable and easygoing nature, struggled to locate not unusual ground with Bavier, who had ended up extra reclusive and sour. On the set of Mayberry RFD, Bavier becomes said to be distant and unapproachable, regularly setting apart herself from the cast. She reportedly did not want to have interaction with Berry or the alternative solid individuals, making their operating relationship increasingly more hard. Berry himself, in interviews years later, admitted that he determined Bavier difficult to work with. He found out that her conduct in the direction of him became appreciably cold, which contrasted sharply along with her warm, maternal image on screen. He was candid in saying that he virtually disliked working with her and that the feeling turned into mutual. In fact, Berry went as some distance as to kingdom that of all the human beings he had worked with in his profession, he disliked Frances Bavier more than all of us else. The anxiety wasn't simply constrained to the set of Mayberry RFD. Berry later recalled feeling remoted and uncomfortable around Bavier, even for the duration of social occasions and promotional appearances. Her apparent dislike for him and his growing frustration, together with her mindset, made running collectively a hard revel-in for him. Frances Bavier's later years added a layer of complexity to her dating, along with her co-stars. After the Andy Griffith display ended and Mayberry RFD concluded, Bavier on the whole withdrew from the general public eye. She lived out the relaxation of her life in relative obscurity in a small house in Siler City, North Carolina, wherein she died in 1989. Many of her former colleagues, consisting of Berry, had been left with blended feelings, approximately her legacy. Despite her iconic function as Aunt Bear, her oft-displayed personality had cast a protracted shadow over her relationships with the Forge, especially with Ken Barry, who never seemed to completely reconcile with the actress before her passing. The rift between Ken Barry and Frances Barbiere stays a charming and somewhat tragic bankruptcy in the records of conventional television. While both actors had been immensely proficient, their incapability to get alongside serves as a reminder that even in the world of beloved TV suggests now not all at the back of the scenes relationships are as harmonious as they could seem on display. Barry married Jackie Joseph, a Billy Barnes castmate, on May 29, 1960. On November 29, 1962, their son Joseph Larson Barry turned into Bourne, however died 6 days later, on December 5, 1962. They then followed youngsters together, John B. 1964 to 2016, and Jennifer B. 1965 to 2020. They divorced in 1976. His son, John, who later have become a co-founder of the indie rock band Idaho, died in 2016 of brain cancer on the age of 51. His daughter Jennifer died in 2020 of natural reasons of the age of 55. Barry's longtime partner and a level supervisor turned into with him for the closing 24 years. Despite his reputation, Ken Barry turned into recognized for his humility and down-to-earth nature. His easygoing demeanor and kindness left an impression on individuals who worked with him. Colleagues and buddies often praised his work ethic, generosity, and sincerity. His true love for appearing, his circle of relatives, and his fanatics made him an excellent, more admirable parent inside the eyes of folks who knew him. Ken Barry surpassed away on December 1, 2018, at the age of 85. His death marked the stop of technology for lovers of conventional TV. However, his contributions to the enjoyment global will in no way be forgotten. Ken's work as an actor, singer, and dancer continues to live on within the hearts of people who grew up watching him on TV, and he stays a valuable part of television records. Ken Barry's profession is a testament to the timeless attraction of healthful own family entertainment. His capacity to create characters that resonated with visitors and his enduring presence on screen solidified his location as one of the top-notch television personalities of his time. His legacy as an actor, performer, and cherished figure in American leisure will hold to inspire future generations of enthusiasts and performers alike.